Hello, everyone. This is Miss Leewald here with you today. I am one of the third grade teachers here at Madison, and I am so excited to share one of my new favorite stories with you guys. Today, we are going to be reading a story called Harlem Grown. And before I start reading, I just want to let you guys know that there is something very special about this story. And we're going to look at the author real quick before we start. This story is written by Tony Hillary, and it's illustrated by Jesse Hartland. Now, stay tuned until the end of the story, and I am going to fill you guys in with a little secret about Tony Hillary. And maybe you'll be able to figure out that secret as I'm reading. So, here we go. Harlem Grown. I love the illustrations in this story. Once in a big city called New York, in a bustling neighborhood called Harlem, there was an empty lot. Now, this word bustling right here, that's a really, really good word. And we're going to need to know what that word means throughout the rest of the story, so I'm going to tell you. Bustling means that it's a very active city. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of stuff going on, so it's a very active city. Nevaeh called it the haunted garden. It was cluttered with wrecked couches, old TVs, broken bottles, and empty cans. These illustrations really make it look like an empty place. Once, in a big city, in a bustling neighborhood, there was Nevaeh's school. PS 175, it was called, and it sat across from the haunted garden. That's an interesting name for a school. One day, a man came to PS 175, Mr. Tony, the kids called him. When Mr. Tony saw those kids in that haunted garden, he had an idea. I wonder what that idea could be. He began to clear the haunted garden. One piece of trash at a time. And here's a sign over here that says, "Don't litter." Soon it was a clean slate, a blank canvas. Mr. Tony laid down new, clean soil. He invited Nevaeh to help. Seeds, shovels, water. Nevaeh started to plant. Then she dug holes in the ground. Into the holes, she placed her seedlings, and then she carefully covered them with dirt. So here are the steps, one by one, how to start planting a plant. And if you have ever done this, this probably looks familiar to you. Her friends came too. 400 seedlings went into the ground, one for each kid. Wow, that's a lot of seeds. Basil, mint, cilantro, rosemary. Those That sounds so good. Then the kids watered and weeded their plants. And then they began to grow. Once, when Nevaeh came to the lot after school, her plant was wilted and sad. "We'll try again," said Mr. Tony. "We'll plant something different." Wood, hammer, nails. Mr. Tony built raised beds for the plants. The kids tried again. Peas and broccoli, mint and eggplant. They watered and weeded. Wow, there's a lot of things that you could grow in a garden. And at last, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, blueberries, strawberries, collard greens, kale, basil, arugula. Wow. I love these illustrations right here. They were able to make the word food out of the food that they grew. Mr. Tony watched and helped and smiled. More kids came from the neighborhood. They tended their plants, which grew and grew. Up came more fruits and vegetables. The kids took their green beans and carrots and cucumbers home to their families for dinner. Once, in a big city called New York, in a bustling neighborhood called Harlem, there was a man with an idea. There were kids who wanted to help, and they made a farm. So I want to go back. This is how it looks now, but if you forget at the beginning, it did not look like that. It looked very gray and sad and empty, but look now. So much color and so much happiness now. Let's see how the story ends. So the story ends. I'm not going to read all this, but I'm going to summarize it to you. If you haven't caught on by now, the teacher's name was Mr. Tony. Right here is Mr. Tony. The author's name was Tony Hillary. So my favorite part about this story is that it is a true story. Mr. Tony wrote this story about what he did with his class in Harlem, and they actually grew this garden together. So I just love that. I think that is awesome. And the thing that I love most about this story is that it only took one good idea to change something that was gray and empty and sad into something that was beautiful and helpful and joyful. And these kids were so excited and they helped out with this garden. And the gift kept on giving. They were able to take the plants that they grew and they were able to take them home so that their parents could use them or grandparents could use the materials, the ingredients to cook at home. So I hope you felt inspired today. If you ever have a good idea, don't hold it in. Tell someone about it. Do something about it because you never know what might happen. You might be able to change a whole neighborhood. Who knows? All right, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.